Roland Garros only ended a few days ago, but there's still a lot of tennis news going on, from us finally getting that long-awaited second edition of one of the most hyped debut rivalries that never was, to Rafael Nadal revealing his playing plans for the summer. Hey, I'm Christian Bassnight, and welcome to Christian's Court, where I cover tennis from all angles. Yesterday it was announced that Rafael Nadal will indeed compete in the 2024 Paris Olympics, which start in late July, where he'll play in both singles and in doubles, alongside reigning Roland Garros champion Carlos Alcaraz. Today, Nadal revealed more information about his summer schedule, and the Wimbledon Championships are not in it. The 22-time Slam champion told his fans on social media, "During my post-match press conference at Roland Garros, I was asked about my summer calendar, and since then I've been practicing on clay. It was announced yesterday that I will play at the Summer Olympics in Paris, my last Olympics. With this goal, we believe the best for my body is not to change surfaces and to keep playing on clay until then. It's for this reason that I will miss playing at the championships this year at Wimbledon. I am saddened to not be able to experience the great atmosphere of that amazing event that will always be in my heart and be with all the British fans that always gave me great support. I will miss you all. In order to prepare for the Olympic Games, I will play the tournament in Båstad, Sweden, a tournament that I played earlier in my career and where I had a great time both on and off the court. Looking forward to seeing you all there. Thank you." Rafa skipping Wimbledon is not a surprise at all. He alluded to just sticking to practicing on clay and skipping the grass in his post-match press conference following his first round Roland Garros exit to Alexander Zverev. I thought that he returned to play at the ATP 500 Hamburg Open, which is the same week as that Sweden Nordea Open 250, but he likely wanted to just stick to the lower level tournament so that way he has a better shot at getting more match reps. Depending on how the rest of Nadal's season goes, 2022 could have definitely been his last ever Wimbledon championships. If that's the case, he did end on a high, as his last ever match would be the quarterfinals that year, where he beat Taylor Fritz in a 5-setter before withdrawing ahead of the semifinal against Nick Kyrgios due to an abdominal tear. Looking ahead to the Olympics, he's medaled both times he competed in the games, in 2008 in singles and 2016 in doubles alongside Mark Lopez. I definitely think him and Alcaraz have a solid shot at going for the gold in Paris. Now, focusing on the grass season, which is well underway now with 4 250 events, the biggest blockbuster match, perhaps of the all grass lead-up events, will be between two former US Open champions Naomi Osaka and Bianca Andreescu. The pair will compete in the Libema Open quarterfinals in Hertogenbosch for a spot in their first semifinal of the season. Naomi, who is playing in her first tournament in 5 years, opened with an impressive 6-2, 6-4 win over 4th seeded Lisa Mertens and followed that up with a 6-2, 6-2 rout over Dutch wildcard Suzanne Lemmens. Andreescu opened her tournament with a 4-6, 6-3, 6-2 win over Dutch woman Eva Vetter before knocking out 6th seed Yuan 6-4, 6-4. The pair have only played one time prior to this match, although it was a match to remember. Thinking back to now 4 years and 8 months ago, Osaka snapped Andreescu's 17-match win streak in the 2019 Beijing quarterfinals, beating her 5-7, 6-3, 6-4 en route to the title. If that match is any indicator of what we'll see on Friday, we're going to be in for a treat, as it was one of the best matches that season. Naomi, to me, will be the favorite here in this one, as she has had more recent experience on tour compared to Andreescu, who is only competing in her second tournament in 9 months. BB has been impressive since her injury layoff, reaching the third round at Roland Garros, falling to eventual finalist Jasmine Paolini. I think that Andreescu's variety could work in her favor in this match. After their 2019 Beijing quarterfinal, Osaka said that she did not want to play Andreescu anymore, so it'll be interesting to see whether the Japanese woman's power will give her the edge in another victory in this one. Regardless of who wins, it'll be an excellent opportunity for both of these Slam champions to reach the final, as both top seed Jessica Pegula and number 5 seed Veronika Kudermetova lost in the second round to Alexandra Krunic and Dama Golfi respectively. The winner of Osaka Andreescu will face the winner of Krunic and Golfi, neither of which are in the top 100. Neither the Pegula or the Kudermetova loss is that surprising, because first with the Pegula, even though Krunic is ranked 400 in the world right now, which is crazy, she is the tour veteran and is working her way back after suffering serious injuries, and then Pegula was playing her first tournament since April due to a stress fracture. This has definitely been more of a nightmare season for Pegula, who has been a mainstay in the top 5 for over the past 2 years. And then the Kudermetova loss, I mean, it's Kudermetova. She can lose to anybody. Another rather surprise quarterfinalist in Schwarzenbach is American Robin Montgomery, who is into her first WTA quarterfinal after beating 2022 Wimbledon quarterfinalist Julie Niemeyer 6-3, 6-3. This was an impressive win for Robin, especially considering how she saved 8 break points, most of which came in that final game of the match where she was trying to stave off all those break points. I believe she saved 6 break points in the final game alone, so that shows incredible nerve from her being able to close that match out in straight sets. Robin came through qualies to make the main draw, and she knocked out 8th seed Magda Linette in the opening round. Robin is 19 years old, and she has a lot of talent too. She won the 2022 US Open girls title, and she hails from College Park, where she trained at the JTCC Junior Tennis Championship Center, where Frances Tiafoe also trained as a young player. And Robin, she made some waves, even though I've been following her for about 5 years now. Wow, actually longer than that, since I actually kind of trained next to her when I was a kid. When I hit at JTCC, but she made a splash, a little bit of a splash at the Madrid Open 1000 tournament in April and May, where she beat 26 seed Katie Boltzer before pushing defending champion and number 2 at the time Aryna Sabalenka to 3 sets. She next faces 2-time defending champion Ekaterina Alexandrova, which would be definitely tough, but I think that it's a still winnable match for Robin. It is wishful thinking, but I would be a dream final if we had a Montgomery and Osaka championship match at the Libema Open, but fingers crossed that happens. Meanwhile, in Nottingham, another 250 is going on, and Emma Raducanu is going strong thus far. The Brit is into her first career grass quarterfinal, and she has not dropped a set thus far this event. Raducanu has not been tested at all rankings-wise, as she has not yet faced a player ranked inside the top 125, as she beat world number 274 Ina Shibahara, a double specialist, and then she beat world number 127 Daria Schniger. Still, a win is a win, and she has a good shot at making her first grass semifinal as she faces the winner of Francesca Jones and Ashlyn Kruger, both of whom are ranked outside the top 60. Ons Jabeur is the top seed here in Nottingham, and she'll face Karolina Pliskova in the quarterfinals if the Tunisian beats Linda Fervitova in her second round match. Going over to the ATP, the men are also competing at the Libema Open, and we have a few intriguing quarterfinal matchups, from top seed Alex de Minaur taking on former Wimbledon finalist Milos Raonic, and then Americans Sebastian Korda and Tommy Paul going at it. The biggest upset thus far in that tournament is 4th seed Karen Khachanov falling to Alexander Vukic. Meanwhile, in Stuttgart for the Boss Open, 2-time champion Matteo Berrettini is back in action after missing much of the clay season due to illness. The Italian, who has always seemed to wake up for the grass swing, has earned 2 solid wins over 8th seed Roman Safulin and Denis Shapovalov to reach the Elite 8. He now plays qualifier James Duckworth, who upset 2nd seed Ben Shelton 7-6, 4-6, 6-3. There are 2 all-seeded quarterfinal matchups in this tournament. First, Lorenzo Musetti, who takes on Alexander Bublik, and then Frances Tiafoe, who meets Brit Jack Draper. Tiafoe is the higher ranked of the 2, and he is the defending champion, but I do think that Draper will get the better of him and reach the semifinals. And looking ahead to next week's action, more of the biggest WTA stars return to action for the Berlin 500. 8 out of the top 10 women are competing in the first grass 500 of the season, with the exception of Roland Garros champion Iga Swiatek and finalist Jasmine Paolini, who pulled out of the tournament, which is expected, seeing that they went the deepest in the year's second slam. Swiatek will not be competing in any grass lead-up events before Wimbledon, which is a little bit interesting considering how she is not the best on grass and could perhaps use a little bit of grass prep, but it's not uncommon for players to just completely skip the grass swing. And I honestly think that she's not too focused on, going all the way at Wimbledon this year in particular. I think that she's, like Rafa, is more focused on the Olympics, which are going to be held in her backyard on the clay at Roland Garros. On the men's side, the world's number 1 and 2 Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz will return to action to compete in Halle and Queens respectively. That's all I have for this news update, and let me know in the comments what you think about Nadal skipping Wimbledon to play in the Olympics. Will he keep his gold medal streak alive? Also, who do you got between Osaka and Andreescu? Make sure you all subscribe and click the notification bell as well so you're notified whenever I post more grass court updates. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time here on Christian's Court.